have a real conversation.
And also like.
Hello. I think I'm live. Yeah, that should be live. Hey everybody. Where's the thing? It is so great to be with you for. Whoa, that got bright. Self-care Sunday. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. Oh no. Oh god. Hey everybody. No, don't. Oh god, where's it playing? Okay. Oh Jesus. It is. Whew. Whew, that's a lot better. Hello, Lorado, Naomi Cotton, Rhinoceros Rex, Cinnamon Cucumber. Hey! So good to see you here. Oh, that looks so much better. Look at that. Andrew's over here. I have a good friend in the neighborhood just stopped by, or passing through the neighborhood just stopped by. I have this little film light that I'm using to make myself less dark.
I don't know if you could ever be less dark, Zach.
Well, I mean, we all die someday.
You're making yourself more illuminated. You're bouncing more photons off your head. That's it.
This is Andrew, my roommate, who's slightly out of focus.
Oh, good.
Now he's in focus. That's so funny. Bye, Max. Do you want to say hi to the people?
No, I gotta go.
Okay, bye. That's my friend Max. We grew up together on 79th Street. Okay, let's put this camera somewhere where it's less awkward to talk to it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so great to be with you guys. Emir here for a minute. Every minute counts. So awesome to have you here. Zoe R, what up? Alicia Brown. Thank you, Alicia, for asking on Twitter about when this is next week. I'm going to be here at noon because I got stuff in with family in the afternoon. It's going to be Christmas Eve day, the day before the last episode of Wolf 359. I'm not crying, you're crying. Yeah, we're going to go live at noon, EST. So that's that. Bum bum bum. Ba-dum bum. Ba-dum ba-dum bum bum. So I want to show off what we're streaming on today.
Oh.
It's easier to come over here
Yeah.
to the mirror and show you. Is that clear? Sort of. Can you see it there?
It is kind of. Yes, that's clear. Yeah.
Huh.
Not anymore.
Oh, one sec. Let's try this.
Now you're in focus.
There we go. So that is a battery pack that now powers this monster, so I don't need the cable. I just have a cable running to this battery pack that then powers the wireless transceiver thingy. Or maybe it's, I don't know what you call it. Technobabble here. But yeah. So now I can imagine episodes of Wolf 359 where Doug runs around with a microphone, but just with a live streaming video camera. This is actually pretty cool. You could shoot a whole feature film just live.
Yeah.
1 second. There we go.
Am I in focus now?
I think so.
Oh.
So this is planned. You're.
Is that comfortable?
No, it's really heavy. I should probably put it down. Oh god.
In case you guys ever wanted to see our ceiling.
Yeah, I know, right? Every inch of it. Yeah, this is probably a good spot for it. Oh boy. That's fine. Tiffy? Oh boy. My cat's got a real bad cough. Oh, maybe it's a hairball, furball. That would be so great. We should give her the stuff for that. It's that sweet syrup that's right here. Oh man, it is so wonderful to have you all here today for Self-Care Sunday. Tiffy will probably join us in a moment. So Andrew and I were going to talk a little bit about time management and how to stay creative when you hear the clock ticking and what to do when you naturally burn out from burning the candle from every which angle. Move a little to the side.
Which side?
No. I moved us digitally.
Oh.
So now you fit in the frame, and I fit next to you.
Oh.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't even know what's the appropriate screen to look at.
That's okay.
This light is kind of fun.
And yeah, it is a privilege to have this sweet, sweet roommate here to talk to us. Andrew's somebody who is a developer. Like, he programs things, he builds electronics. He is an artist that would be easy to confuse as a technician, in my view. I think that you are more artistic than maybe somebody who read your resume would appreciate.
That may be true, yeah.
And for everybody who thinks of me as a busy person, he astounds me with what he's able to get done in a month. It's really kind of frightening. I don't know how you sleep. And my sense is that you kind of go through periods of not sleeping.
Yes.
And are just maybe recovering from a recent bout of that now.
Yeah, honestly, I think, like, the other week I got taken out pretty badly, so I just, like, slept for 14 hours straight at one point.
Wow. Like 2 nights ago? Or last night, or?
Oh, last night I just got in really, really late. Yeah, but I want to say last Thursday or whatever that was, I was just, like, asleep all day Thursday afternoon, and then, like, not all day Friday, but, like, enough of the day Friday that I was...
Like 1 p.m.?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe, like, 10 a.m., but I went to bed at, like, 3 p.m. the day before, so...
I see somebody saying goodbye. Bye. Sleep well.
Bye.
And please, if you are somebody who is up in a time zone where it would be more caring of yourself to sleep, don't stay up on our behalf. That's just a request, because I'm not the boss of you. Yeah, I think that there was a point at which I started this channel and this stream. And this I'm a little bit addressing. I had a conversation with all of my personal patrons yesterday, and I have another set of town halls, is what I'm calling them, scheduled for next weekend. And one of the things that we got to talk about was time management and how I think I really wanted this show to be something formatted and formal with a certain kind of guest, and then it became stressful for me to do it that way, and rather than communicate, I just kind of shut up and changed the format, and it got a little bit further away from what I initially intended than I maybe wanted, but I think I had to, it was appropriate to take a break and take the gas off. So yeah, I appreciate you guys being flexible with this, and I do intend for interviews to come back, and whether I do that as a live stream or not is up for conversation. So I'm excited to bring that back in the new year, and starting with talking to my roommate now. I guess, how would you introduce yourself? We don't need to hold this. It's bright enough.
How would I introduce myself? I generally just say my name and then ask people questions. That seems to be my favorite style of introduction.
That's amazing. Well, what if my question to you is, how do you see yourself? How would you label yourself in a way that is useful for others to listen to you, they have some context? Yeah, let's start with that.
I think the way I would label myself is a curious problem solver. Um, like I really don't consider myself limited to any like medium or skill set or anything like that. It's like if there's a problem, I'm curious about it and I want to do something to like help someone solve their problems or to achieve what they want to achieve. Um,
Gotcha.
and yeah. So that can be kind of hard to convey. So
Right.
but that's the way I would do it, to not limit or window myself.
Cool. I think that you are very creative and solve a lot of problems, both as a technician. I've seen him write limericks. I've seen him write code and video games. We're actually working on a video game called Fart Run. That's pretty fun. Yeah. Now that the entire chat is blowing up because Tiffy is here. The real celebrity. Oh boy.
Is she sneezing?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to give her some of this hairball remedy. Hairball remedy. Sponsored by Hairballs. It's catnip flavor. You want to try some?
Sure.
No, definitely don't eat it.
Why?
Because it's like petroleum product. It's not. It's like not designed for people.
But
It won't kill you, because I mean, if it would, then it probably wouldn't be good for Tiffy.
the #1 selling hairball remover, trusted by pet owners worldwide for more than 35 years. Also available in a chew. I might want to try the chew.
I mean, it's basically sugar and petroleum product.
Yeah.
I thought it said consult your vegetarian, but that's definitely veterinarian. Wow, quality content, you guys. So Andrew, talk to me about, how do you think about time? How do you think about, because I'm somebody that has so many ideas and I want to do all of them. And some of them are audio dramas, and some of them are nonprofits, and some of them are like YouTube videos. Very few of them pay money. So like, how do you deal with that? Because I think you have a similar gene of like, or whatever, proclivity to wanting to do all the things all the time, and confronting the reality of not having infinite time.
Yeah, I think the way I relate to it is there's an aspect of time, or well, I just relate to time. Time is like really the only resource that I've been given. Like my life, my health, my time. Those are the
Right.
things that I really are the foundation of everything. So I have to relate to my time as my life. And so if I'm going to do something, is this what I want my life to be for? Because I really only have this moment. Like everything in the past has happened already, and
Right.
I can't like it's done.
Right.
So I have now. Am I enjoying now? Is now what I want my life to be about? And if
Right.
it is, then let's do it.
Right.
And also, there's a concept of value and maximizing my time. So, am I doing something that creates value for me, or allows or frees me up to have more time?
Right.
And so I tend to focus on things which will produce more time for myself. Whether it's writing code to automate things away, or automating bill payments and rent payments and stuff like that, so I don't have to spend time managing the mundane,
Yeah.
but can actually spend time doing the things that I want to do.
Right. I really appreciate that. I do think that it's been useful for me to relate to this moment as it, so to speak. Because when I look at it from the perspective of the past is a memory, the future is a fantasy, all there is right now, I'm freed up from the anxiety of, am I a filmmaker or am I a writer or am I an entrepreneur? It's just says right now. And there is no being a job as much as like it's helpful to have a bio ready for when, you need one on things to like add context and make them make sense to different audiences. And I think you could write up a paragraph bio about yourself as like a developer and all those things, but do you like talk to me about like, because I know this is ostensibly about time management, but I don't think either of us have any good secrets for like how to better schedule yourself other than using a calendar. Can you talk about like your practices and tools and what you would recommend? Like where did you fail around time management, and what systems have you put in place to maintain your integrity, and how do you define integrity, and like why is that an interesting idea for people to like use in their life?
Okay, so I'll start with the definition of integrity because that will give the why you want to like manage your time and like have integrity in what you're doing. And really, integrity is all about doing what you said you were going to do, or correcting and communicating when you can't fulfill on what you initially said you were going to do.
Right. So it's not like robotically doing your word, it's honoring your word the way that, you honor anything, which is if you make a promise and it's not gonna happen, you just communicate.
Yeah.
And like take responsibility for the mess if it causes one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so relating to that, our memories are not perfect.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, you maybe just haven't felt mine yet.
Oh, maybe.
No, totally broken. Not broken, but just like, say more. Why are our memories not perfect?
We're just not designed to remember everything.
So it's not a perfect what?
You're not gonna...
Because our memories are perfect memories. Each and every one of them, right? So what makes they're imperfect in what context?
They're imperfect in the context of I need to know exactly what I said and exactly what I promised, and I need to be reminded of it in a timely manner so
right.
that I can fulfill upon
right.
said promise.
This is why there's a system called Getting Things Done, GTD, by David Allen, because our brains are not good at, like, they're not really designed for holding lists. Like, long-term memory is something we can get good at. It's like a learned skill and it's like a muscle. But, like, with how many different things there are to do and handle in modern life, from, like, filing dates for your taxes to, like, social media accounts to check to, like, follow. It's just, like, when you take all there is in our days and then it's, like, you need to, like... That's so funny, Rena.
Yeah.
The chat is amazing right now. I love that. Different people need different things. Right, like, basically, like, I think pretty much, like, 90% of the people I've met, like, I can't think of anybody who's, like, able to hold everything in their head with stuff to do and handle in life.
Yeah.
So it's, like, lists are useful. And then also, I think our memories aren't accurate for, like, testing reality. But that's a different conversation, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, at least for me, I know that I just, like, don't remember things. And, like, why do I want to have that additional cognitive load?
So how do you deal with it?
How do I deal with it? I put stuff in a calendar, or I'll ask people to follow up with me at a certain date.
So you use people as an app.
Yes, they were the first apps.
Right. Right, like, instead of having, like, hey Siri, remind me this in 2 weeks, you're like, hey Steve, if you want me to get this done, just email me like in 2 days and remind me.
Yeah.
And if I don't follow up, call me.
Yeah, exactly, and that's a great way to do it, I find.
Right.
And then, of course, there's also internally, I judge everyone and have a little meter of how good they are at remembering stuff. So there are some people that you can't rely on them to follow up on the thing you ask them to follow up on, so you have to take that responsibility.
How many people do you work with that are that way, or do you just avoid working with people like that?
No, I find that it's just about knowing how the other person operates.
Right.
And
How, is there a pattern? Would you say that you work with, 60+% people who remember to follow up with you?
I'd say it's about half and half.
Okay.
Like half of the people are really good about
So
it.
what you're saying is you judge them, but you maybe don't make them wrong, in the sense of you're not like those bastards. There's not like the rememberers, the chosen people, and the forgetful ones, the scum of the earth that you refuse to work with. You're just people are people, and I just need to know who I'm working with to work with them effectively.
Exactly. Yeah. Because honestly, if someone asks me to remind them something, I'm not always great at that, so I'm not gonna be angry with or make other people wrong for forgetting something or for not following through.
Right.
Yeah.
Huh. What would you say to anybody here about one thing that they could explore or try on or experiment with that you think will guarantee that they at least fail up? You know what I mean when I say fail up?
Fail and have something to grow into.
Yeah, it's basically even if you fail, you're succeeding more than you did yesterday. Even if it feels like failure in the moment, it's when you really look, you're whoa, I'm on a higher step than I was at in this stairwell of life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think about it creatively, if I make a live stream that sucks one week, but I'm committed to getting better, I'm failing up if I make a live stream every week. Even if they're not always, sort of uniformly successful and great and things I'm proud of. Just forcing myself to show up even when I'm oh, this isn't the show that I set out to do and maybe people don't love it. It's part of it is I want to keep my muscle strong about streaming. So it's for people who maybe have a full-time job and want to write a script and aren't going to get paid for that time, what do you recommend that they maybe look at or explore for themselves around time management that would guarantee to make a difference or at least not cause any harm?
Yeah, what I would say, and this is honestly something that I started doing 2 or 3 weeks ago, is to pick out the thing that you're most passionate about and least likely to do, and just do that first thing in the morning. Whatever amount of time you want to set aside for it, pick that time, and that's how you start your day.
What if I only have 5 minutes?
And do it for 5 minutes.
But it's only 5 minutes. What can I do in 5 minutes? Give an example of something that you did in 5 minutes.
Okay, so
do you have an example? I was just saying if he has a story from his life to share, where there was something that he just woke up and did for 5 minutes every day.
Yeah, so for me, it hasn't been 5 minutes, but it has been time periods that are shorter than I intended. So, for example, with Fart Run, I was I'll work on it every night. And then something happens at work, so I'm oh, it's better for me to stay at work. I'll do Fart Run later. Or, who knows what comes up. So I would just start working on it in the morning. And there was a day last week where I was just the trains are late. I'm gonna get to work later than I intended, and there's a bunch of stuff that I have to do.
Right.
Let me just take like 5 or 10 minutes and start working on something. And meanwhile, all I did was just start, and I realized how much easier it was, and that everything that I thought would take more time really didn't take as much time as I thought. So I don't remember if it was like adding text to the game or adding transitions between levels, but that was something that just took like all of 15 minutes. Not the full hour that I intended, but just like enough.
I love that, and I've definitely had the experience of just journaling every day and dumping my brain into a text doc. And it was 750words.com I was using. They give you like a free month, and it was just a really awesome way to think about my thinking and sort of look at what's important to me. And I got it down to like 750 words could take 8 minutes if I just unhinged the jaw of my mind and just let it flow. And most of the docs are like illegible, but the point of them wasn't to be legible. It was just to like stretch myself and my thinking a little bit further and to clear out the cobwebs of my soul. Wow, I really love this chat. Now, on days I work, I just don't want to anything else because I'm so drained and usually irritated. What would you say to Morgan Prode?
Yeah, it's funny. At the end of a like not the best day at work. So like honestly, I work on hardware. I'm a software developer for a hardware company.
And not to interrupt, but dear the Oscars, my award better be in the mail for my work with Tiffany just now. But also thank you guys for indulging Tiffy Cam. I'm so glad that you like it. And Alsha Brown, it makes me feel good. And by the transitive property of feeling good, Tiffy must feel good, because Tiffy feels how I project it, and that's not true at all. But anyway, I like to think that Tiffy would feel really good if she could speak English and understand that you made her feel relaxed. I think that would make her feel good.
I mean, I don't.
If you were a cat, she might not feel that way because she doesn't like other cats.
But it's okay.
Yes, you were saying. I interrupted.
Oh yeah, like at work, I run into issues and things, so like most of my days don't necessarily end on a positive note, so I'm usually fairly drained. And I look at it in two ways. If I work on something in the morning, that like gives me a boost before I start my day because like I'm doing something I want to do and it's energizing me because it's interesting, it's exciting, it's something different and new.
Right. I really like what the Bee and the Rose knitting podcast is saying. I'm gonna guess that is from your mother's maiden name, the knitting part. No, it sounds like you make a podcast, and that's awesome. And is not your legal human name, but who knows? Anything goes. What was I saying? That idea of taking breaks in sort of a productive procrastination sort of way and a palate cleansing way.
Yeah.
I used to do this thing, and I still sometimes use it, especially around tax season, Pomodoros, which is just a practice where you basically take, what is it, like 20 minutes on, 5 minutes off?
Something like that.
It's like you set a timer for, and there are like a ton of apps for it, but you could also just do it the regular way. Hey, Kat. Gotta listen to your podcast now, the Bee and the Rose Knitting Podcast. So yeah, anyway, you just like take 20-minute breaks and 5-minute break and then 20-minute work,
Yeah.
So you sort of alternate, and I found that to be a great way to deal with my taxes. And I just have like a tab open with the show I'm watching. Right now it's 6 Feet Under, thanks to Gabrielle Urbina, creator of Wolf 359. And if you love Wolf, and it's appropriate for you to watch a show that is mostly about death, I'd give it a strong recommendation. I think you'll see a lot of artistic tropes and sort of like things in it. Same with watching Farscape, but I digress, as I am known to do. I love that. Nate Ryder is right there with this thing of taking 10 minutes on, 20 minutes on, 10 minutes off. I just think it's like such a great way to do it. And like another thing that I've done is like switch back and forth between like exercise and work. And like for me, exercise includes vacuuming because I like really get in there with like like getting cat hair out of the carpet.
That may be a good live stream, or a new like.
Just me with
Video
my headphones
series.
on, rocking out, just like bum 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 bum. Hey, raging artist, we're talking about sort of like time management, but like basically how to live as peacefully with yourself as possible when you're a creative type that wants to do everything all the time, always. Is that a good summary?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. If you were to recap the answer to that question and maybe just answer it from scratch, how would you say it in a couple sentences? For Nate, for Raging Artist just joining us.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much talking about like really finding the thing that's most important to you, starting your day with that, or really like making sure it's integrated in your day in some way that's just there to spur you forward through your day, as opposed to you just keep doing the same old boring stuff and like putting all your creative endeavors aside.
Right.
Yeah. Is
That's
that a good
awesome.
summary?
You killed it.
Okay.
But except without the murder part.
Okay.
Look at Tiffy. Look how cozy she looks.
Yeah.
Also, while you're talking, your arms were like your passionate hand movements were in the back.
Behind Tiffy.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, amazing. Jake Moylan, welcome. Great to have you here. How do you guys like the new Tiffy camera angle? I think Tiffy likes it. I think Tiffy likes it. Don't you like it, Tiffy? Oh my god, she's so cute. Look at that. She's just like, yeah, scratch my chin. Oh my god. This may be the best thing I've ever done. Oh my god, somebody else say anything. Oh, she's done with that.
Yeah, I have to agree with what Kate Fairchild said.
What is Kate Fairchild saying?
That combining ideas is a good time saver. Because one thing certainly for me, is that ideas or processes from different domains are really useful in other domains or like in another context. So trying to think of a story or a good example to help illustrate that, but
yes, he's learning.
Yeah, I'm getting better. Yeah, like honestly, I think this is from like education and gym class, but I read a study about a teacher who noticed how her students were so much better after gym class. And so she did some research on that and like what's going on, why are they like performing better after gym class? And it's because their hearts were going and they were like physically active, and so
Hey everybody, we're still here. We just tech problems. Shit. Fuck. Okay, I'm done swearing. Sorry guys. Okie dokie, schmokey. Come on. Come on. Aw, Tiffy's so cute. Oh boy. Any day now.
So should that thing be flashing if it's connected?
The video should be solid, the video light.
Ah.
I think something's... Oh, you know what? I probably... Is this? Wait a minute.
Is the...
Yeah, it's definitely this.
Do you need power?
So... Yeah. One sec. I think I have a solution. Yeah, it's running off of the... Yeah, I think I figured it out. So
They
now-
can hear. They
Yeah,
just
because I
can't
fixed
see.
the...
You fixed the sound.
Yeah, so now they can see us too.
Oh.
Just out of focus.
Nice.
Yeah, this is why you charge the batteries fully before you stream. Great. This is why you don't use new shit on a stream without testing it first. Thank you for letting me test my shit. Okay, great. Oh, I can bring the camera closer now. And it looks like, oh, now I can just like sit comfortably and pet Tiffy because the camera's not attached to a separate thing. Oh my God, we're back and better than ever.
Wow, so that's now the mobile Tiffy cam.
Yes, the mobile Tiffy cam. And I can actually get more of these webcams if I wanted and just have like every angle. I can just like have, whoa, Tiffy, what is that sound? It's like
I would describe it as a squeal.
Okay, I think she wants to be left alone now that she can be closer and loved more completely. Yes, we're back. Probably going to wrap it up in about 15 minutes. So what questions you guys have? What would you like for us to talk about? That's right. She fights so hard. But yeah, I would really love to have the like 20 camera cat stream where I'm just like a tiny little screen in the middle. 360 degree view. What if I pet you really gently, Tiffy? Is that okay? You gonna turn on me? Aw. I think it's okay. Okay, so yeah, if you guys have any questions, we will answer them. Did you have any final thoughts on this topic? I guess. So your advice is basically, when it comes to time management, if there's something that you want to do creatively that you're struggling to find time for, do it first thing in the morning and slice off whatever works. If it's a minute, make that minute sacred. If it's 15 minutes, even more awesome. And there's no wrong answer. And the reason to do it first things first is because otherwise you have no guarantee that it will happen as the day unfolds.
Yeah. And maybe you're one of those people who can really like take advantage of the night. Oh, okay. So don't connect to the internet.
This is Kate Fairchild asks, any advice on how to just start something and not get sucked into the internet void?
Yeah, honestly, I don't always connect to the internet. Like if there's something like, so for Fart Run, I go to a supermarket where absolutely no one knows me and no one should run into me, so I can't get distracted by anything. Like I don't even know their Wi-Fi password.
I won't ask where this is.
Yeah, and I won't tell you either. So
Or maybe tell me so I know never to go there by accident.
oh, I don't think you would. It's out of the way for you.
Great.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So yeah, like I intentionally try to avoid everything and have like
Sorry. Shelley Parent has a great point, which is YouTube has started holding things for review that it thinks might be like either spam or inappropriate, and because I'm showing them the public view, it shows them. Like, because this is on my side, they like see it. Oh man, it would be maybe less funny if there were like more trolls here now. I'm glad that they're God, now I'm just asking for it. What were you saying?
Well, on that topic, I was gonna say it would be kind of funny if it had the message and then is being held for review.
That's what it does.
No, but it I don't know. I couldn't see any.
They're
messages.
grayed out. You can still read it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. So I say get the minimum stuff that you need to be creative, so you don't need to go to any external resources. Because as a developer, that's annoying. Like I kind of need to live online to know what I'm doing. But for the creative side of things, I can just write code from my head and see if my algorithms work, or I can experiment with different mechanics in Fart Run that don't require me to go and read about stuff online. And so that just, I make sure I distance myself and can't be interrupted or distracted with anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I used a service for a while called freedom.to, which lets you selectively block different parts of the internet. And that made a big difference for me to be able to be online but not social media online, which is important when you only have so much time to work on something. So yeah, that's pretty much what I did. And there are other ways to do it that are free. And I think freedom.to is free for like a trial, like a 2-week trial at least. So that works. And then there's, I think, also Self-Control is an app that's cross-platform, I think. I don't know. There's like a lot of different solutions for that, where you can like blacklist or whitelist different things while you turn off your internet. And oh my god, I just noticed my Twitter following went past 3,000. That's pretty cool.
I think we should explain to Shelley what Fart Run is. Would you like to explain?
Yes. Shelley, we will explain that. I'm just reading Harry Foster's thing also. Okay. So yeah, freedom.to, Kate Fairchild. Shelley, Fart Run is a video game that Andrew came home one night and was like, wouldn't it be funny if there was a video game where a character was like really flatulent and farted so much that he lifted off into the air? And I was like, I'll go halvesies on it with you. And he was like, great. And then within minutes, we had fart.run, fartrun.com, and like all the game domains. And we registered an account with Apple so that we can ship the game there. Yes, fart run, fart period run is going to be the website. At the time, fart.yoga was also available, but I resisted. I'm glad I didn't buy Fart Yoga. Although I think I might be a millionaire with all of my Fart Yoga studios.
Yeah.
The first yoga company where it's okay to fart. You'd think it would turn people off, but in fact, everybody felt like they finally didn't have to be so hard on themselves. and they could just let it out and not be weird about it. And turns out that that was a good business model. This is all fake. I'm making this up.
You open up like a Taco Bell.
Next to
Underground-
yeah. So instead of having like fancy juices and like wheatgrass smoothies,
Oh yes, we love constructive criticism, Miss or
Yeah.
Mr. Cotton.
yeah, Naomi Cotton, we're all about it. Oh, Tiffy. But now, I can follow you out of the room. Bye, Tiffy.
Oh, and I believe someone also said in the chat that they specifically go somewhere. We'll jump back to the time management thing. That they specifically go somewhere where they just work. And,
That's really useful.
Yeah, it is because one, you have a physical like predisposition to do certain things in certain locations. So
Yeah.
like where you physically are, your body has this memory of that place, and so it gets you ready for whatever it is you do there,
Right.
whether it's like the bathroom or your bed or something like that. So having a space to focus and work is an amazing thing to do.
Right, and not working from bed so that you don't program bed as a workplace
Yes.
is like a healthy practice. Not that either of us listen to that advice.
Correct.
I like writing from bed sometimes, but I try not to make it a huge habit. Yeah.
Huh.
So we're gonna say goodnight. I would say like the next 7 minutes. If there's any other questions, Naomi Cotton, I appreciate your feedback, and yeah. I don't know what your intention is. I don't find that to be particularly constructive criticism. That's actually, in my view, the opposite of constructive, because there's not anything specific or measurable or actionable that we can do about that feedback other than know that you don't like the idea. And I'm not upset in any way that you would share that, but that's also when you asked if we're open to constructive criticism, not what I consider constructive for future reference. Thank you very much.
Yeah, can we give some examples of constructive
Please.
criticism? Because I think like it may not be
Yeah.
something that everyone knows, but like
Great.
I think this statement was like the app idea is bad.
That was the sentence, yes.
Yeah.
And your game idea is bad.
Yeah. So in that case, something would be like, okay, what makes it bad? Is it that you don't think it will be fun? Is it that the concept doesn't make sense?
Is offensive to the sensibilities of a broad market or of your particular community that you would prefer our game cater to?
Yeah. Yeah, like any of those, like exactly what Zach said. If it can be specific and measurable and something that we can take actions on, or even facilitate discussions around, then those are all like constructive things that we can, work with.
And Shelley C. Perrin, we are going to release it for Android, probably before it's ready for iOS, because he is an Android developer first. Oh my god, is Tiffy playing on the camera? Tiffy! 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 That's so funny. I wish I could like remotely zoom in on the webcam. That'd be amazing. All right, we got 4 minutes on the clock. Sleep hygiene is witchcraft. It's amazing. Yes. Sleeping more is magic.
I can agree with that, and I just realized why Tiffy is playing. I left the mouse wand on the table dangling.
That's so great.
Yeah.
That's so great. I wonder if I can zoom in. Let's see. I think the resolution is weirdly shitty for some reason. Yeah, it's not going to work. It's as good as it gets this week, folks, but sometime soon. Tiffy, what? I'm stalking something, Zach. Nice. Alrighty. I love it. Morgan Prude, enhance. Enhance. How do you make entries on a to-do list? Like place, time, things needed? I mostly do it by date that I'm going to do it. But the recommended way from, I think, the most like in-depth system I've learned is to have contexts. Depending on your strictness to these systems, like the one that I'm thinking of getting things done is like have one context. So it's like you can have an item with a name and you want a name that is like an actionable thing. So instead of like Christmas dinner, it's like cook Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
Like have a verb in there, sort of like a subject, an object, a verb, so that it's a clear sentence. Like, I am going to cook Christmas dinner. It has a clear beginning, middle, and end. And that would be a project, not a task. Because you can't take one action that cooks Christmas dinner unless it's a microwavable dinner for one. Or for two. But I think after two, there's no microwave that I have that's big enough for that. And I mean, then we get into walk-in microwaves, and that's a different live stream. But yeah, and then the context would be maybe home.
Or I might have it as like a social thing where
Right.
there might be like other people involved. So
that's why I prefer systems with tags, so you can put multiple tags so that it doesn't become a chore to think about how to filter your lists. You can just make really customized views. I personally use things on Mac right now, but I've flipped back and forth between things and OmniFocus. I think OmniFocus for Mac is like maybe a more powerful system, but things is weirdly less flexible, but a little bit in some ways easier to work with in that regard. And more open-ended in terms of tags. I also really like Todoist, the web-based software.
yeah, someone else mentioned that in the comments.
Todoist?
Yeah.
Nice.
There another thing that I like to do is if I tend to batch things because I hate like running out doing something coming back. So
Right.
I'll like have an errands task, and then that task may be like 3 or 4 hours on my
Right.
calendar. But within it, there I have like a list of get groceries, drop off laundry, do X, Y, and Z.
Right.
And then I just know that these are the 4 hours that I'm going to spend doing all of that, and then I'll just get the errands done. And they may exist in multiple contexts. Like I may have errands for groceries, for stuff to cook for Christmas dinner.
Right.
So that I know that the dependencies of my other events are handled.
Right. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, with that, it's been a pleasure, Andrew. Thanks for coming on the stream.
Yeah, it was fun.
The last thought is, what's the most important thing to do when you burn out because you're trying to do too many things at once?
So
Said another way, what did you start doing on Thursday that you weren't doing on Wednesday or whatever day you started getting sick?
Oh. Yeah, so for me that's play video games.
Okay. Play video games and like call in, tell work that you're not coming in, and like
Yeah,
set yourself up to sleep for 14 hours
exactly. And like there are times
and like force down a piece of toast.
yes. Yeah, exactly.
What I'm saying is be kind to yourself, and be communicative with people as you navigate your energy levels, because it is not necessary to muscle through in life if you cultivate good communication with other collaborators and stakeholders and people in your life. Anything's possible in communication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Love you guys. Bye, Tiffy.
Oh, we don't have Tiffy anymore. Wait.
Bye, Tiffy. Also, that's amazing. Shelly C. Perrin, we would love to sign you up as a beta user. We're probably going to be announcing a beta here. So stay tuned. Now comes the favorite time of the stream where I find the button.
Like the Jeopardy music playing.
Then there's the second button.